Hello and welcome to your daily dose of Satoshi's news. Today's date is Saturday, the 26th of July, 2025. The year BSVA comes alive. Branch your threads, expand your mind with treechat.ai or your post put on chain. Right, let's see what we've got today. Just a quick show. I want to go through some posts on my own feed, comment on one of CSW's posts, another post here by Jacob King. We'll go on about Degan's post here as well. BSVA Association have posted about Teranode, which we'll go through. Casey Nicole has commented on Roy Murphy creating something that says maybe transformative, maybe even foundational. So we'll see what's going on there. We've got some 365 days of Bitcoin history, and then we'll finish with the Kalishwilla countdown. Right, let's get into it.
Satoshi, like a cowboy in the West, riding on the blockchain that they call the very best. 1 million strong, and transactions flying free. Just wait for the Teranode, you'll surely see.
Alrighty, here we go, rock and roll. Right, so we'll just start off with some posts on my own profile here. Let's start off with this one from CSW. And I've responded to this saying it's SHA-256 that secures the entire internet as we know it. So basically what Craig is saying here, I mean, he knows it's spawn, but I just explained it slightly more simply. But this was in response to Ledger. So Ledger has said here, transition to post-quantum cryptography. Dear valued customer, in a significant development, recent academic research, which we have verified internally, has demonstrated a theoretical breakthrough in Schnorr's algorithm, posing a future risk to elliptic curve cryptography, the standard that secures most digital assets, including those on your ledger. While there is no immediate threat to your assets, the era of quantum computing is approaching faster than anticipated. To ensure your funds remain secure for decades to come, we are initiating a proactive and mandatory migration to a new quantum-resistant cryptographic standard. We have developed the Ledger Quantum Ready firmware, TQR1. This update patches the newly discovered theoretical vulnerability and implements a hybrid cryptographic scheme, combining the proven security of elliptic curve cryptography with the quantum-resistant capabilities. To ensure a seamless transition and maintain the integrity of your wallet for the quantum era, you must perform this critical update. Devices not updated will be unable to generate new quantum-resistant accounts and be depreciated in future versions of our Ledger Live. And CSW has responded rightly so to this, saying, this is a load of crap. Ledger pretending that some mythical quantum apocalypse is on the horizon is nothing more than marketing theatre for gullible investors. If the legendary unicorn of quantum computing did exist, which it doesn't and won't in this universe, your little Ledger device would be the least of your concerns. Every bank, every government system, every digital infrastructure on Earth would be cracked wide open long before anyone gave a damn about your cold wallet. So this spiel about quantum-ready firmware is either written by morons who don't understand the fundamentals or scammers hoping to swallow their buzzwords without chewing. That's exactly what's going on. It's exactly what's going on, which is why I said it's the SHA-256, using the elliptic curve cryptography that secures the entire internet as we know it. It doesn't just apply to Bitcoin, it applies to absolutely everything. So all this stuff that Ledger has just said there is absolute hogwash, like utter hogwash. And CSW has just called them out on it, like absolutely in their own way. And I've sort of reasoned it by saying, if it secures Bitcoin, then it's the same cryptography that secures the entire internet. So securing their ledger, their little ledger gimmick, is the least of everybody's worries. Like, it's honestly, people believe this crap. Like, oh my goodness me. So anyway, let's move on. Jacob King here has said Galaxy Digital announced it executed one of the largest notional Bitcoin transactions in history, selling over 80,000 Greg coin worth more than $9 billion. While the sheep flock to buy into the peak of the bubble, the big players are selling in droves. And let's have a look at this. So this says New York, 25th of July, PR Newswire, so sort of press release. Galaxy Digital, a global leader in digital asset and data center infrastructure, today announced the successful execution of one of the largest notional Gregcoin transactions in the history of crypto on behalf of a client. Galaxy completed the sale of more than 80,000 Gregcoin valued at over $9 billion based on current market prices for a Satoshi-era investor, representing one of the earliest and most significant exits from the digital asset market. The transaction was part of the investor's broader estate planning strategy. So a broader estate planning strategy means there is going to be more and more and more. But are they just saying this like to cover their own arse? Because it looks like Galaxy might have paid $9 billion for them and then gone, oh shit, actually let's dump this on the market, but now they're saying the excuse is, oh, we executed this dumping on behalf of a client, on behalf of a Satoshi era investor. We dumped it for them, so we're not actually selling our stock. We're just sort of like acting as the agent for the Satoshi era seller investor. That's what it looks like. I don't know if I believe that at all. But people have got to spin these stories, haven't they? Crypto Crate said here, this is funny, he said, update, you thought the one iceberg address was a coincidence. Bless your heart, there's more. I found the whole damn fleet. We have a story about rolling icebergs, a certain claimant, and well, you can read the blockchain is telling a story. The statistical probability of it being random is a cosmic joke. So there were all these one iceberg addresses. Then the narrative chain that ties it all together. The protagonist appears one CSW. He starts with one rolling, Deezy, and nuts. So I asked again, not enough yellow life jackets for your loved ones, not enough orange ones for your haters. One CSW, that's brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. Honestly, I love the humour. I think so. I think it's great. Check this one out. So Degan has said here, in response to the BSVA association, he said, Teranode peer-to-peer comms now in plain sight. Does this mean we're about to have a way to communicate with each other? Is this comms as in like communications over the internet? This looks awesome. So let's see what Teranode, BSVA has said in this thread here. So the first post was, or one of 5, Teranode update. We're continuing to open up Teranode's internals for devs who want to build with or contribute to the new peer-to-peer stack. We've dropped a live demo plus new open source tools to help you explore and extend the network. 2 of 5. This is a working demo of Teranode's peer-to-peer network in action, showing peer connections in real time. It's designed to help you visualize, debug, and understand what's running under the hood and how to build with it. 3 of 5. We've open sourced Go P2P, the library that powers Teranode's peer-to-peer server logic. This gives you what you need to build listeners, handlers, and tools for the Teranode peer-to-peer network. It says explore the repo, explore the repository on GitHub. And 4 of 5 says to help you build on top of this, we've also released a full proof of concept Teranode peer-to-peer. POC, can't remember what proof of concept, that's what it stands for. It shows how to start your own node server and register custom handlers. Start here. And then the last one, it says, more to come, but we're sharing this now to invite feedback, experimentation, and build together. Want to explore Teranode further? And then there's a link here to the BSV Teranode. When I've got time, I'm going to have to go through that. I really need to learn how to build on this. I've literally just done another podcast, which is due to come out soon, hopefully sort of within the next couple of weeks. I've been sent the unlisted version of it, so I've just had a listen to it now. I think it's great. It's really good, really good. The guy's done a fantastic job at editing it, so really looking forward to that being released. Let's see if there's anything else on my profile here that we want to look at. I think that's I think that's everything. Excellent. Let's move on to Casey Nicole's thread here. So she said, while the ecosystem looks ahead to Teranode, that Roy Murphy has quietly been building something just as transformative and maybe even foundational. Galaxy Rust SV and print. If you haven't caught what Roy's been working on, this thread will catch you up. I sent Roy some interview prep questions for a further X Space, but he's currently booked solid and being a full-time dad over summer. He can't join in a live event just yet, but instead he gave me a set of incredibly thoughtful, detailed written responses. Each one deserves its own spotlight, so I'm going to start sharing them one by one below to help people understand the why behind Galaxy and what it unlocks for builders, miners, and the entire BSV ecosystem. Let's go. Let's start with why Galaxy decouples the node and what that changes forever. Technical plus visionary Q. What inspired Galaxy's architecture and what new possibilities does it unlock? Roy explains it like this. The Bitcoin reference implementation has historically been monolithic, serialized, sequential, and synchronous. In other words, it forced miners to do everything at once in a fixed, inflexible order. No specializations, no optimization, and no freedom to run just the part you need. Roy breaks it down, quotes here, one miner might have tons of hash power but weak network connectivity. Another might have fast global pipes but no ASICs. The monolithic design made both inefficient. That old design chokes scale. To reach billions of transactions per second, you need parallelism, modularity, non-blocking services. Galaxy delivers that. Each Bitcoin function is now a specialized microservice. You can run one, several, or all of them independently. This unlocks a totally new way of building. One, run only what you need, optimize hardware per function, mix and match your infrastructure, scale each component on its own. And it's still 100% Bitcoin. Roy emphasizes how hard this was. The Bitcoin protocol must be perfectly preserved. You can't iterate on the mainnet. You can't reset. No room for error. Most of his dev time, 10% writing code, 90% waiting on CI runs and debugging. But the result is massive. The sum becomes greater than its parts by several orders of magnitude over any monolithic code. Galaxy isn't just a faster node, it's a foundation for the future of Bitcoin infrastructure. Retweet if you want others to know what's happening in BSV. Bitcoin has no limits. I provide the keys. That's a bold statement Roy Murphy once made, and in this post, he unpacks exactly what he meant. What's the biggest mental block holding devs back from building freely? Roy doesn't hesitate. It's knowing where to start. Let's rewind to 2009. When I built the first Bitcoin binary for Linux on May 13th, 2009, it already took me 2 solid days of research studying every single function of Bitcoin. No docs, no shortcuts, no tools, just raw curiosity and persistence. I had no tools and I gave myself a crash course in Bitcoin. But Roy doesn't expect every dev to do what he did, nor should they. That's why his mission today goes beyond code. He's doing 3 things to open the floodgates. 1, building the tools. 2, showing the way. 3, inspiration. Okay. Seems like quite a long post, this one. Meet Nprint, a Rust-based Bitcoin script VM. Question: what does this unlock for smart contracts and why Rust? Let's start with the language choice. Roy says, if you want the fastest, most efficient, modern software today, then Rust is the only real option. Why? Complete to machine code, lightning fast, strict memory safe, no crashes, no bugs. Feels like C++, but with built-in sanity features. Auto formatting plus linting, beautiful code by default. It makes beautiful, statistically typed code that doesn't aggravate my OCD. Now, what is Nprint? Roy built a Bitcoin script virtual machine in Rust. Think of it like a new brain for Bitcoin's contracts, rebuild from scratch with speed, safely, and scale in mind. I want to build a never better version of script, but I want it to be much more than for building so-called smart contracts, which really aren't that smart. Inspired by Craig Wright's article and high-level macros, Roy took script to a whole new level. I've implemented macros like hashcat, xdrop, xroll, xswap, and loop unroll. Hygienically expanded at compile time and supporting BSV's restored opcodes. This means cleaner, powerful scripting for Bitcoin, real function building blocks, not just spaghetti logic. native performance, on-chain logic runs fast, groundwork for full-blown Bitcoin native applications. And the best part, these macrons will be extended over time to create powerful new coding abilities in Bitcoin script. Oh, well, look, I haven't actually got time to go through all of this because I need to. I've got appointments I need to keep, but that looks sounds ace. Sounds ace. Right, let's quickly move on to some 365 days of Bitcoin history. On the 26th of July 2018, the Winklevoss twins Bitcoin ETF is rejected by the SEC. The US Securities and Exchange Commission rejected a request to list an exchange-traded fund run by the Winklevoss twins for the second time. The US Financial Watchdog has yet to approve a cryptocurrency-based ETF, and in the release highlights issues with security, marketing manipulation, and investor protection issues. On the 26th of July 2021, Amazon rumors tumble Bitcoin. A job posting from the retail giant Amazon has stirred questions among analysts over whether the move could eventually lead to Amazon accepting Bitcoin as a method of payment. The report, citing an unnamed insider, sent the world's biggest cryptocurrency up as much as 14%. Later the day, however, Amazon denied a media report saying the e-commerce giant was looking to accept Bitcoin payments by the end of the year. Notwithstanding our interest in the space, the speculation that has ensued around our specific plans for cryptocurrencies is not true. We remain focused on exploring what this could look like for customers shopping on Amazon, said a spokesperson from Amazon. There we go. Right, that is a 16-minute show. I hope you enjoyed it. So we are now the 26th of July 2025, where I've got 54 days left of the Kellenschweller countdown. So hit that subscribe button. You're not going to want to miss all the shenanigans that take place between now and the end of the countdown. So I hope you enjoyed it. And as ever, be aware, take care, stay safe out there, and we'll see you tuned safely into the next one.
2 years ago, you got SegWit, which we lied and cheated and stealed, and I was part of the lying and cheating and stealing to get SegWit, to get Lightning, which, by the way, had critical vulnerabilities and lost people's money.
The king still has one more move.
Remember, Bitcoin is BSV. Everything else is BS.